reports. Unfortunately, we've heard of an incident where 4 passengers are feared dead and over 30 others in critical condition after a road accident this dawn on the Nasia Bridge near Wale Wale in the northeast region. The accident involved a commercial vehicle traveling from Kumasi to Bawku. Ilyasu Tanko joins us now via phone to give us some details. Now, Ilyasu, tell us, I hear this incident happened at around 3 a.m. this morning. What are the other details with regard to what exactly triggered this accident?
Well, it's not clear yet what caused this accident, but I spoke with the driver of the vehicle, actually, and he told me that he was crossed by a herd of cattle. He said suddenly he saw cows crossing the road, and he lost control and then rammed the vehicle into the Nasia Bridge. According to him, the vehicle somersaulted multiple times before landing in the middle of the road. And at the scene now, the vehicle is just beyond recognition. Personnel currently, the fire service personnel, the couple of police officers, the ambulance service personnel, they are all trying to, since that time, 3 a.m. up to now, they are still conducting the rescue operation currently on the road. But some of the passengers are actually disputing the account given to me by the driver. They actually are saying the driver was sleeping when he rammed the vehicle into the bridge. And so that's what is currently happening. There are a lot of, about 3 ambulances here. They are still picking some of the victims. They are still pulling some of the victims from the vehicle and taking them to the hospital. Also, the situation has created a massive traffic currently at Nasia, which is also on the Tamale-Bolaga Highway. Several vehicles traveling from several parts of the country are currently stuck in here for several hours. And so that's what is currently happening. Authorities, although the rescuers actually are using sharp objects, trying to hammer parts of the vehicles to look for some of the victims, actually. So that's what's currently happening here at Nasia.
Let's take this step by step. So you've already walked us through the fact that the driver's claims that a herd of cattle actually crossed him, which led to the accident, but that is not corroborated by the passengers in the vehicle. But this occurred at around 3 a.m. and per what we've been told, help did not come till much later because of a lack of ambulances. Tell us a bit more about that. When exactly did help start coming to these passengers trapped in the vehicle?
Well, I arrived at the Wale Wale Government Hospital a few minutes after 5 a.m. And that was when according to the health officials, that was when they started bringing in these victims. And the first vehicle that brought the victims, the first batch that came in police van. And that's what the authorities, the health officials told me. And I have also picked information currently at the scene that when the incident happened, they first called to the ambulance services here in Wale Wale, which is some 20 kilometers away from where the incident happened. And the answer they got was that the ambulance is faulty and it will not be able to come and carry the victims or carry the victims to the hospital. They said as the vehicle has a brake fault, the brake is faulty. So as a result, it has been packed. It has not been working. They also tried again calling the ambulance in the Wale Wale Government Hospital itself. They got another response that there are no personnel to accompany the ambulance to where the incident happened. And so it was then that the police now decided to use their van to pick some of the victims. And it was after 5 that the ambulance had to travel all the way from Savulugu, which is some 60 kilometers away from where the incident happened, to also assist. But I must also add that the Wale Government Hospital authorities later issued or asked the driver of the vehicles to move the vehicle to the scene. So the ambulance moved from the Wale Government Hospital without any personnel. It came with only the driver to the scene, and the passengers or some of the eyewitnesses helped help the driver to carry some of the victims from there. So as I speak to you right now, there is also an ambulance service from Savulugu, and there are 2 currently stationed at the scene, and they are conveying the victims to the Wale Government Hospital. As I speak to you now, about 21 victims are currently at the hospital with varied degrees of injury, some in critical condition, and we do not know the whereabouts of the other passengers aboard. I'm told that some of them have also been moved to Savulugu, but it has been confirmed to us that 4 persons have lost their lives, and several of them are currently in critical conditions in hospitals in the area here.
Ilyasu, what exactly has happened to the driver in question? Where exactly is he? Is he also receiving treatment? Is he in the custody of any of our security services owing to, how exactly this accident happened? Where is the driver?
The driver, I spoke to him. He was also being treated at Wale Government Hospital when I spoke to him. His condition was not all that bad when I scanned him. And I was there when he was being moved again from the emergency ward to another ward that I'm not able to tell now. And so the driver himself was not, badly injured as compared to some of the passengers receiving treatment with him at the Wale Government Hospital. So as I speak to you now, the driver is being treated at the hospital in Wale here.
So I know the police service, the fire service, and others showed up to assist, but we've been hearing that they were using, chisels and other such equipment. How successful was that endeavor?
Well, the vehicle is just beyond recognition. I saw many parts of the vehicle broken out, and they believed that there were many victims that were still trapped in there. And truly, when they started using this sharp object to hammer out, to remove parts of the vehicles, they saw some of the victims, and they have moved them to the hospital as I speak to you. And so the situation remains the same. They are trying to clear the road, but it's been difficult because of the weight. The road, the vehicle has actually blocked the bridge, and so no vehicle is able to come, no vehicle is able to go. And they are all currently stuck in there. A lot of massive traffic, and it's still building up at Nasia currently.
Now, that Tamale-Bolga stretch of road is one of the busiest in the entirety of our country, or at least that belt of... How exactly is this affecting, those commuters? I don't know whether you've been able to interact with any of them. And what have you been told so far by the security agencies with regard to maybe when this vehicle will finally be cleared so that the congestion can be eased?
Well, as I speak to you now, it appears they have been able to make some way, and so I can see some vehicles moving. But those that are coming from the section from Tamale are not able to move. But those that are coming from the Bolga and that side are moving gradually. They are moving gradually, but it's not clear. The vehicle they have not been able to entirely clear the vehicle from the road, but they just made a space for the vehicle that are coming from the Bolga section and they are now moving to Tamale. But those that are coming from Tamale, they are still stranded. They are still stuck in there, unable to move. I will not be able to tell, as the authorities are, the rescuers are very busy. They have not been able to speak to me in detail, but they told me that they will not be able to tell when they will entirely clear the vehicle from the road for the vehicle to start moving. Like I said, some of the vehicles that are coming from the Bolaga section, they have started moving because there's a small way that the rescuers have made and trying to reduce the traffic on the road. And so that particular lane is operational now somehow. But those that are coming from Tamale, they are still stuck there as authorities or the rescuers are struggling to clear the road.
Well, Ilyasu, thank you very much for bringing us the updates on that situation. And as you can see, the pictures in your shot, 4 feared dead and 30 others injured, on the Kumasi-Bawku stretch of road. A very gory scene that has greeted us this morning. Ilyasu Tanko there, our Northeast Regional correspondent.